Hey guys, it's Atari Tom 20X100, here with something I've been wanting to do for a while now. I've been fascinated by this game ever since it came out, and it doesn't seem like very many people are playing it, and even less people are actually trying to understand it. So I'm here to try and fill in what the fuck is this game. This is Adventure of Samsara, and it's been claimed to be the spiritual successor to the Atari 2600 game Adventure. And no one seems to see it. Except me. I know that seems weird. People will look at this game and be like, what the fuck is this? How is this Adventure? It's a slow burn, but hear me out. And hopefully it'll start to make sense over the course of the playthrough. So as you can see, I've actually been pretty far through this game. I've been playing for about 15 hours. I made it about halfway through, and this playthrough is going to serve a bit of a double purpose. I'm hoping to illustrate what I think makes this game really special, and also going through this a second time is hopefully going to allow me to pick up on things I might have missed the first time. So let's get this started. So there's a lot to unpack there. The game doesn't really tell you a lot of things verbally. So what I take that opening cutscene to mean upon a rewatch is that what we see at the start is some form of solar eclipse. Followed by that we see some sort of bird. This is what will be known as the White Raven. And it seems to be picking some golden thing up from somewhere and flying it. Then we see a close-up of a planet from outer space as this light is shot down to this planet and into what we see as the Orphic crypt. That symbol seems to have, that symbol on the sarcophagus seems to have lit up, and the presumably dead person was resurrected and has grabbed hold of some sort of divine light that we see shining down from above from the sun. And we have been resurrected and given a suit of armor that is of some significance, which we'll get into later. Okay, so we're going to get into full gameplay here, but first I'm going to have to do something real quick, because I've seemed to have been experiencing a bit of an issue in that the modern controller on my Atari VCS doesn't seem to work, at least not fully with this game, and the workaround that I eventually figured out is to bring out my old PlayStation 4 controller. Okay. So what this finally does is it will allow me to have full range of my moveset, which the first time that I was playing this, I actually didn't have access to all my moves, which was frustrating, but I actually managed to make it work for a while. I got pretty far without the ability to dash, believe it or not. So, what I did the first time was I actually went left the first time because I'm not entirely sure why. It just, the game lets you do that. So, and the first thing I come across is this sort of screen here. We find a data cube. It says, "By fire, our bones shall be renewed to their integrity." And that seems to be referencing the fact that the sunlight managed to resurrect this dead person somehow. So I'm going to go through here. By the way, just the graphics of this are beautiful to me. There's a lot to take in with the environment, and just the atmosphere of this is just palpable. I love it. It's going to take a little bit of time for me to kind of get a full reset of like knowing what I don't have yet and kind of adapting to what I do have. So yeah. But the fact that I found that screen, what this is going to be known as a monolith. There's something there that we can't get yet. But let's go through here. Oh, there's just something kind of fun. It's kind of hard to see on the ground. There is a little scorpion, and people have kind of likened this with the way that it moves to the scorpion in Pitfall, which is kind of a fun little nod to old Atari history. Luckily, they don't hurt you. These, however, will. These are spikes, and admittedly, half the time I forget they're there. I had to adapt to these a pretty good bit. Okay. Huh. Seems like we have someone here trapped. Someone named Umbro. Ah. A sight to behold, a formidable hero destined for grand deeds. Would you kindly liberate me from these confines? First, however, you must arm yourself. Perhaps the chamber behind you holds what you seek. Pay no attention to the background noise. That's just my roommate, who is pretty loud. I apologize. There's not really much I can do about that. But hey, here we have our first weapon, the sword and shield. Got your basic attack, parry, which the parry system is something that I'll get into. Some people have a bit of an issue with it, and I did early on. You kind of have to adapt to it. You have a basic air attack. Okay. And here we have an elevator. It says the elevator is locked from the other end. So this is something I'm going to have to come back to eventually. Oh, by the way, here's our map screen. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and mark this. I didn't mark this in my first playthrough, but I'm going to mark this just so I know to come back here. I'll say, cube. I love that it lets you place as many of these as you need. So it's very useful for keeping track of where you need to go back to. But hey, so we see this has closed behind us. Luckily, blade cuts right through that. And, oh, we have an enemy here. Let's see if I can get this parry down. The hell? Okay. Oh. Oh. Come on. Get it. Boom! Bitch. Alright. So yeah. Parry system. Basically, your window for parrying is whenever the enemy flashes, usually. And more importantly, we also have the ability to break things. Okay. So let's let this guy out. My gratitude, esteemed hero. The chains you've sundered have also released the mechanism that opens the gate beyond. I am of a people known as the Orphics. I sense that beneath that armor, you are of the same essence, or closely akin. we have been besieged by necromancers. Some among us resist, yet none possess the strength and resolve to do what must be done to eradicate them. Here we have our objective marker. You, however, are different. Proceed. Leave this crypt and forge a path to the Orphic village, above the Duskwalker's tundra. Allow me to mark it on your map. So yeah, here we have our maps and objectives thing. Yeah, see, the White Raven. You see, we saw that in the opening cutscene. And yeah, see, right there is where we're supposed to go. Let's see if it says anything else. Ah, the Orphics. Fragile dreamers adrift in their own illusions. They've allowed this world to wither into a mere shadow of its former self. A realm scarcely deserving of salvation by a hero as magnificent as you. And yet, your unparalleled greatness compels you to save it nevertheless. Does it not? We, the Orphics, could all wield strength akin to yours, but our kind chooses to uplift the weak and suppress the strong. If we entrust our fate to feeble hands, we shall never break free of the necromancer's grasp. Okay, so yeah, he's saying the same thing. Basically, my life of playing JRPGs has taught me to fish for lore wherever I can, so I tend to talk to NPCs as many times as I can until they start to, repeat themselves. Okay. I was going to backtrack here to try and get that thing that was there, but I can't seem to do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to leave Umbro here. Let's break some crates, why not? Oh. Okay, stupidly missed my jump. Okay, here's where it teaches you to parry. Ow. Teaches you to parry. Okay, screw it. Yeah, okay, so the parry window it's simple, but it can feel a little finicky at times. Luckily, over the course of the game, you'll find ways of dealing with enemies that don't necessarily have to mean parrying. Here we got a lever. We have, for anyone familiar with D&D, this seems to be a gelatinous cube. And luckily, I can dodge through this thing. Ow. Theoretically, I can dodge through it, but it also... Oh, fuck. There we go. Killed it. Oh, here we go. Up here we have our first collectible of the game. Boom. Didn't mean to jump there, but whatever, it worked out. Here we have a weird item called an interdimensional bootleg. This was like my... Aside from the elevator, this was like my first hint that this is going to be a lot weirder than we probably thought it would be. Oh, and here we have what seems to be a... Huh. Seems to indicate that we can get over there somehow. Okay. Oh, pfft. Alright. So let's make our way up here. Do more boxes. We can technically dodge through the gelatinous cube. Yeah, here's where it teaches you to dash. So yeah, this is the mechanic that I legitimately did not have access to the first time that I was playing this. I actually had to learn to deal with the game without it until I figured out my control workaround. There we go. You can tell I've been playing this so much that the controls are just second nature to me at this point. Okay. We got these little bug assholes. These... Usually you can kite them toward you a little bit. And what might look like a solid wall here, that's actually where you need to go, I think. Or at least where you can go. Now, let's see here. Oh, see? Leads back to this outside area. And as far as these... Yeah, these little, hovering drone things, we'll be back to deal with these later. Let's go ahead and place a marker here, just to illustrate that... Oh, come back here later with something else. Check that out. Yeah, sometimes there are secret walls, and looks like it got a health increase. That's very valuable early on because stuff in this game hits like a truck in the early game. Save point. Yep, here we have the golden anvils. Basically, these are like your bonfires in, like, say, Dark Souls. Oh, check that out. Yep, there's another thing that we'll need to do something about. I'll go ahead and mark that there. Yeah, we'll come back for him later. Get this anvil. Okay. Whoa, shit. See if I can parry this guy. Boom! Bitch. Alright. And let's gingerly make our way down here. Huh. Let's try and make sure I didn't hit the bug. Okay. Ow. Fuck. Fuck. Here we go. Oh. Got him. That is another collectible that we'll have to come back here for. I'll put a purple thing for that, because that's like a little purple, collectible. Here we have our first NPC of the game, but I'll talk to him after I open this. Okay, much better. What you doing in a cage, bud? Ah, greetings, traveler. I am Potisto, the Orphic Crypt Keeper. I locked myself in this cage to be safe from the Reaper. By playing the prisoner, I avoid the undead creepers. You're seeking passage to the Orphic village. You'll need the Orphic Crypt Key. Bring me something potent to help, like a spoiled elixir. Ah, an interdimensional bootleg. Quite the rarity you've uncovered. By the way, if you bring me 3 more tapes of interdimensional bootleg, I can conjure some fine equipment for you. Also, there's still 8 tapes of interdimensional bootleg yet to be found. So yeah, this guy is looking for these little interdimensional bootleg things. Let's take a look at that in the inventory, actually. Oh, he actually went ahead and took it. Huh, okay. Never mind, I was gonna say, like, sometimes the descriptions can have little interesting bits to them. We'll worry about that later. Oh, fuck! That was me being a dumbass. What's down here? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Secret treasure. We got 50 emerald shards and the spoiled elixir. Okay, there we go. Let's break this. There we go. Let's go ahead and save. Here you go, man. I see you've brought the spoiled elixir. Let me take a sip. Oh my, that certainly stirs the senses. Oh god, I think he just threw up the key. You have the Orphic Crypt Key in hand. Go on, face the fleshless one. Is that all you gotta say? Yep, that's all he's gotta say. But yeah, he legitimately, like, just threw up the Orphic Crypt Key. It took me a bit to realize what just happened there. So I'm just saving obsessively at this point. Okay, I think we got everything we need here. I'm not gonna bother with him. Jump over these guys because I don't need to worry about getting hit. And here we have our first boss fight. These cutscenes are badass. Okay, this guy can give some people some problems. Boom, see? If you can parry him, you'll do massive damage to him. Ow. Ow. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, even whenever you understand a boss, like I said, shit in this game hits like a truck in the early game. Okay. Okay. Make our way back. Basically, what I had to do during this was rely on the parry to really deal a lot of damage to him. There we go. See, since I can dodge through him, I don't even have to worry about him hitting me. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. His, Oh, I actually managed to... No. Come on. Boom. Oh, let me heal. Fuck. Just... Yes! Fuck you. There we go. Second try. Orphic Village key. Perfect. Okay. Now we have the Duskwalker's Tundra and a save point. Thank God. Oh, here we have our next guy to talk to. We reckon the Duskwalker's Tundra took a mighty hit, it did. Necromancers did their nasty business and left the undead to pick its bones clean. We've holed up in the fort at the Orphic Village, but it's about as safe as the leaky roof in a hailstorm. Seeing you here means them old tales weren't just wind. It's just like the old crypt keeper's been saying since time out of mind. Know this, O youngling. Bright rock tumbles from the heavens upon the Orphic crypt. It's time for the rising of a shining one, bearing the might of our ancestors. Some folks reckon that's nothing but hot air and superstition, but here you stand. An Orphic, same as us, risen from the dust from our ancient crypt. Listen here. Another one of them bright sky stones came a-crashing down just east of here. Same kind of light as your clothing, I reckon. Best you grab it before the necromancers sink their claws into it first. Pretty sure there's something mighty useful over yonder. I reckon I'll head over to the Orphic Village, spread word about you. We'll cross paths there, sure as the sun greets the morning. Anything else? No. Okay, that's all. Yeah, we'll be talking to him a lot more. He's basically your where the hell do I go guy. And I've never quite known what's supposed to be in here. Maybe there's something later, or maybe it just demonstrates that you can go indoors. I'm not entirely sure. Also not sure what that writing means on the wall either. There we go. Yeah, that's the trick to, like, these guys with the daggers, is that you don't even really have to parry them if you can just, like, get them stun locked. There we go. These guys, however, will flash, and you can parry them. And about one more shot will do it. So let's get in here, and we have our first little power-up. The Punk Augmentation System. Here we have our gauntlet. It can hold all these little power-ups that we find. And unfortunately, we only start with one slot. But, I mean, might as well go ahead and get this one. This is basically what lets us get more money for just slashing random shit. Very useful for whenever you need to grind for upgrades. Now, if you remember what that guy told us, his name is Saga, by the way, which is kind of... People in this game tend to have, like, clues in their names as to what they do. So Saga, meaning story, is, like I said, your where the hell do I go guy. Sort of like the fortune teller in A Link to the Past. Oh, shit. Yep, I'm not going to bother dealing with him because fuck the spear guy. Like, even I have trouble with him sometimes, so I tend to either avoid him or there's a weapon later that can help you just take pot shots at him. Makes it a lot easier. Here we have another electronic mechanism. These spiders aren't really much of a threat. They look worse than they are. And it's only really now that I realize that. These things freaked me out whenever I started playing. Here we go. Here. Oh, fuck. Oh, I missed my opportunity for some extra treasure there, but I can go back and get it. Here we have our first major power-up. The Lux Emitter. Here we go. You can move it all along this circle using the right analog stick. And it can burn through these necromancer roots. Which is very... Basically, this is going to be how you open up certain areas. And now we have use R to charge devices. Yep, here we go. This is the main thing you'll be using it for, is to charge up electronic batteries, basically for like platforms and stuff like that. So yeah, first off, let's get these out of the way. I love that little dissolve effect. It's really neat. Looks really nice. Here we go. Charge this up. Let's see if we can go back in there and get that treasure, though, because the emeralds will be very useful. Come on. There we go. Let's go back and get that. Don't have to worry about this. Ow. I just said we don't have to worry about you. Fuck you making me a liar. Alright. So now I'm just going to hug the wall to the left here. There we go. So yeah, anytime you see one of these big emerald shards, that's just a bunch of extra money. Okay, so let's go back through here. Might as well cut the grass too, why not? Yeah, I forgot how much I really hated these bugs early on. Because they... Like, you can kind of kite them a little bit, but they go into very inopportune places. Oh, thank God I got that one. Okay. And here we have our first spell. Sun's Force Push. And honestly, I never used this one that much. Maybe I'll find a use for it, you know, like going forward. Pushes enemies away by releasing mana. Yeah, I imagine it's fine, but I've never really used it. If someone out there, like, all of, like, the... Ow, fuck! Ooh, okay, I'm gonna go and... Ow. Oh, shit. Okay, thankfully, we don't have to go too far to find a save point. Also, something I noticed, you don't really get iframes in this game either, so if you're in something's hitbox, you're gonna take damage. Luckily, we're safe now. Here we have the Orphic Village, where we're about to get a shit ton more exposition and little side quest bait. So yeah, first guy we have here is Occultisto, who is silent at first. Is that a voice I hear? Or merely whispers carried by the wind spirits to tease an old adept? It matters not, Silent One. Let us proceed, shall we? In the epochs long faded, Orphics journeyed upon the pilgrimage of mysteries, a spectacle that graced the very fabric of existence. Magnificent procession from the Orphic crypt, stretching onto the great Orphic tree, where horizons dissolve into the infinite. Understand, an Orphic is not truly a whole without partaking of the Orphic tree's nectar at least once in their sojourn. It is our tree of life, our tree of knowledge. Without its sustenance, we risk becoming mere shadows of ourselves. But then, the necromancers emerged. They shattered the bridge, sealing the sacred path. Since then, we've subsisted by gathering sap from the rare sprouts that grace us. Blessedly, one among us defied the old taboos, seizing a sprout and planting it here, nurturing hope anew. So yeah, the Orphic tree is very important to these people's culture. It's basically what ties them to their ancestors and to their religion, basically. The Orphic tree is basically like their mecca, I guess. Let's see if he has anything else to say. Is that a voice I hear? It is not. Let's proceed. Nurture the humble sapling with utmost care, infusing it with sap from the great tree itself. Once, we traversed distant realms to gather its essence. But now, as the necromancers tighten their icy grip upon the land, our paths are fraught with peril. They shall not rest until we have joined their ranks among the unliving. Charming